There are many American heroes and heroines alike who have fought for our country and laid their lives down, and all equally deserve the utmost respect and recognition. Among these heroes are the Navajo Code Talkers, who led the United States of America to victory in our darkest hours. On December 7, 1941, the Japanese had launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, an American naval base in the U.S. territory of Hawaii, which led to the United States entry into World War II. The Americans had struggled to secure communications in the Pacific as the Japanese had proven themselves proficient at deciphering Allied signals, and soon the Americans found themselves running out of codes left unbroken. When all had seemed lost, Philip Johnston, a civil engineer and World War I veteran who had been raised on a Navajo reservation, proposed the use of the Navajo language to the United States Marine Corps at the beginning of World War II. After impressing the communications and commanding officers, they requested that the Marines recruit 200 Navajos. Shortly after, the Navajos had received hardened military training at Camp Pendleton in Oceanside, California. These men would have soon led our country to victory against the Japanese and to secure the defensive islands before Japan.
Sometimes when I sleep, I dream about it, about the war here. People getting shot, and I keep thinking, what bullet is marked for me? Is it real, or did I just dream about it?
The Battle of Iwo Jima proved to be the toughest test for America's secret weapon. The battle took place on a lonely island in the Pacific Ocean, beginning on February 19th and ending on the 26th of March in 1945. This 5-week battle consisted of some of the most vicious and bloodiest fighting of the war in the Pacific of World War II. Iwo Jima held airfields vital to the final approach to the invasion of Japan.
As far as I can see, there were ships steaming ahead. And my gosh, I thought, with this many, we can overrun this island in one day and go home.
One day would turn into more than 30 until the Marines controlled the island. What seemed as a useless rock held airfields vital to the final invasion of Japan.
And it was raining. It was slick that day, and we were wet and cold.
As the Marines arrived on the island, the Japanese held their fire. Soon after, they led an relentless attack on the Marines.
And you get that withering fire. It looked to you that it was impossible to survive it. Impossible to come out alive, even lift your head. It's awfully scary. On Iwo it was like that.
And I look over here and say, how can people survive with all that shelling and bombing?
Rockets or bombs were referred to as dehishpiji, which in English translates to ground boilers. Hand grenades were called potatoes, in the Navajo, nomase. And fighter planes were called hummingbirds, daiichi.
Yeah, I remember that. He says, I want you guys to protect this goddamn Indian because we need him. He's got secrets that cannot be understood by the Japs. He didn't call them Japs, he called them gooks.
Japan had created a unique fortress in Iwo Jima. Caves and blockhouses led to miles of tunnels, and in those tunnels, 22,000 strong and an invisible army.
Me and the commanding officer were in a crater, a bomb crater. And I guess I had my head up a little bit. And he came around and grabbed my foot and said, "Hey, you move over, you're too high, somebody might shoot you." He laid down where I was. He just laid down where I just had moved. And a sniper bullet got him in between the eye. He didn't even move, he just fell over. And things like this, you know, you wonder why. Why did I survive when I should have been the one that got shot? See? These things always hang around with you, these thoughts.
In the end, the Battle of Iwo Jima took the lives of 6,000 Americans, 1/3 of all the Marines killed in combat during the war. Of the 22,000 Japanese soldiers, only 1,000 would live to tell the story. For America, the casualties and overall price would be much greater had it not been for the Navajo and the languages the white man had once despised. During the early 1900s, the Americans would make an effort to remove any remaining tradition, culture, or language from the Native Americans, in an attempt to teach new generations the way of the white man. Those who did not comply were punished. Little did they know, in a time of war and desperation, Native languages such as the Cherokee, Comanche, Navajo, and other Native American tribes would become a pivotal way of communication during the World Wars.